And those companies that have really put AI into a box without integrating it into the domain expertise are not likely to be as successful. Artificial intelligence is already shaping the future of healthcare. It's being employed in radiology, in pathology, in triaging patients, and downstream in terms of being able to do more remote home care and other implications for health services more generally. I think the issue to really realise the potential of artificial intelligence in healthcare is to ensure that you have a commitment to adoption across the healthcare landscape in a particular area, you have senior management buy-in, but more importantly, that the users are fully engaged, because artificial intelligence and its implementation is not just technology, it's also a social science. I think for businesses to successfully implement AI technologies, they really need to look at, first of all, what is the problem they're trying to solve? Are they going to do the same process but much more efficiently? For example, combining chemical synthesis and screening robotically to enhance iteration and throughput? Or are you actually radically trying to transform the process or the question that you have? And that, in a disruptive way, can be exceptionally valuable, but also a lot harder to implement. I think for businesses to, at the moment in the pharmaceutical industry, for example, implementation is quite fragmented. Some companies like Amgen are very committed and are integrating AI across the whole value chain. Other companies are carrying out essentially pilots, putting their toe in the water. The analogy that I use is in the 1990s, molecular biology, where we understood about cloning genes, understood about DNA, RNA, was just becoming really important in healthcare and the pharmaceutical industry. And we had departments of molecular biology. Now, molecular biology is just seamlessly integrated in everything, every approach that people have, whether it's looking at patient stratification or target identification. And I think to truly embrace the power of AI needs to be thoroughly embedded in the domain expertise rather than seen as something separate. And those companies that have really put AI into a box without integrating it into the domain expertise are not likely to be as successful as those that are really trying to kind of instill it across the whole organization. A lot of people are worried about the ethical challenges of artificial intelligence, and they are right to be so, in the sense that, first of all, the quality of the data is really important. So to make sure that, for example, when you're developing clinical trial algorithms, you're really looking across a whole range of patient populations, incorporating different ethnicities, socioeconomic class, etc., for it to be truly representative. And this is especially true where people are using synthetic data for enhancing the size of their training sets. The second ethical question is really about bias, not just the data bias, but also the bias in terms of interpretation and downstream application of AI. And then, of course, we need to have transparency. How are the AI models coming up with their solutions? In terms of supervised learning, this is quite easy because you know how you've trained the algorithm. But for unsupervised learning, where you don't really know the parameters on which the algorithm is making the decisions, you really need to be able to delve down and explain how the algorithm is coming up with its recommendations. And Demis Habasis of Isomorphic Labs, says that one of the key things he's looking to do in his organization is to develop AI solutions where the AI will come back and tell you how it's actually come up with its recommendations.